Hi folks, John with the Wingman 115 channel. Thank you so much for checking in. Today we're going to be talking about pellets. Now, I'm bringing on a guest to talk about that, and he is no stranger to the channel. It is my relative Nick. He is my air gun aficionado. He's my air gunsmith. I like to bring folks onto the channel that are experts in their field, and Nick is quickly becoming an expert when it comes to casting pellets and modding air guns. So without further ado, let's cut away and let's talk about pellets. Nick, take it away.
Hi, this is Nick from Wingman 115. Hope everybody's staying safe with everything that's going on. Today I want to discuss with you pellets versus slugs when it comes to air guns. Been a lot of discussion, a lot of people kind of moving over to slugs from pellets. They both have their purposes. Will slugs ever take over pellets? I don't think so. Pellets still have their place, and I'll explain to you why. First off, your pellets, some of the pros on them, they're faster and they have a flatter trajectory. You have less contact on that barrel. They're going to be less fussy if your barrel's choked, rifled, even a smooth twist and an FX. They tend to shoot very well out of that. Your slugs are going to be a little more fussy because there's more contact with that. You're usually going to have a little slower speed, but you're going to retain more of that energy. And I'll show you some charts later on to show you why. I've been making my own slugs. I buy swag slugs from Nielsen Specialty Ammo. Makes some great slugs, and he has about 5 or 6 or more weights in almost any caliber you can think of, as well as usually he will do a custom batch for you too. He might have a minimum though. But pellets, what they do is for like backyard pesting, you don't have a lot of range, shooting a bird in the sky, that pellet is going to hit and it's going to usually stay in that bird. Or if it passes through, it's not going to carry as far. Where a slug is going to hit, and if it goes through, it's going to carry quite a ways, kind of like a bullet out of a gun, because that's what a slug is, it's a bullet. So you don't have to worry about that, you know, with the pellet as much. So shooting in backyard, stuff like that, you don't have to worry about it carrying forever. Slug, you really need to know what's beyond your target, just like they teach us in hunter safety. So what I'll do is I'll show you some of the samples I've kind of made up today. I primarily cast 25, 257, 30 caliber, and from our 457. I buy 22 caliber slugs because right now on the market, there's a lot of options. Predator, as JSB are coming out with a slug. FX already has a slug out. H&N has 5 different weights of slugs and 2 different sizes out as of right now. You know, so you got a lot of stuff out there, as well as Nielsen Specialty Ammo. I want to say he's got 6 or 7 different weights, all in 2 different sizes for 22 caliber. All your slugs are also usually going to be a hollow point for an air gun. We want that expansion. We want that knockdown power. So let's kind of go over some specs with you, because your slug, your biggest thing I feel for hunting longer range is your wind drift. You're not going to have as much. Your BC, your drag coefficient, is so much better with a slug to a pellet. I've shot a squirrel at almost 90 yards and held pretty much dead on, and I had 20 to 30 mile crosswinds, and it hit really good. So where a pellet, I probably would have held 9, 10 more inches to the left or right of that to try and hit, and it's not going to hit with the same authority. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Pull up my tablet real quick here, and I'll show you kind of some screenshots I did. This is just out of my gauntlet. And this is shooting a, I believe, H&N Barracuda Hunter Extreme. It's 19 grains, and you see it starts off with about 31 foot-pounds. But let's just go down to, say, 100 yards. You went from 31 down to 11 foot-pounds of energy. Same gun, set up the same way, same barrel, everything. When I shoot an H&N 21 grain hollow point slug, it is going to be, oh, went the wrong way. Sorry, guys. 840 feet per second. So I'm getting about 33 foot-pounds, a little heavier slug. But if we go down to 100 yards, instead of 11 foot-pounds, I have 24 foot-pounds of energy. If we go down to where I'm 11 foot-pounds of energy, we go down past 212 and a half yards, I have 17 foot-pounds. Now this is theoretical, okay? But still, because your ballistic coefficient is so much better on that slug, you retain more of that energy. And that goes with all different calibers. I cast, a lot of the slugs I cast are 25, 257. Those are my calibers I started off with. Some of my 25 caliber slugs that I have, some of the molds I turned into a hollow point and were just a standard like boat tail mold from Bob's Boat Tails. And I just had it turned into a hollow point. Now casting is not going to be as precise as swaging. You're also going to need to have a press, like a bullet sizing press. And you're going to need to size them, and that'll help get you more consistency because that gives you more variation. Like I can buy a 308 mold, I have more options, and I can size it down to a 300, casting almost 100% lead. So it's going to shoot a lot better. Now you will find with slugs you'll need to usually clean your bullet more or your barrel more because of the fact you have more contact, so more lead residue will be left in that barrel than with pellets. So for a hunting purpose, they're great. Some of my favorites that I really like are the 30 calibers. This is like a specialty ammo. This is a 54.5 grain. He makes all the way down to a 43 grain hollow point. Does a really good job. Okay, I'd use this on a coyote all day long. Now if I go with my 30 caliber and I go unregulated, here's a 99 grain hollow point that I cast. Okay, that's going to have a lot of knockdown power, but you're going unregulated. So your H&Ns, they don't have as deep of a hollow point, but once again, when these big manufacturers start making these slugs, the price is really going to come down because of the competition, you know. Some of your pellets, just standard Diabolo pellets, they're not going to shoot as good at distance, and I like that long distance challenge. If you look at some of my big ones, this is a 457. That's a 290 grain hollow point right there. The 365 grain hollow point, and I think this is a 411 grain Spitzer. I cast all the way up to a 500 grain round nose, and that 290 grain is my smallest one that I cast, my 457. There's just a lot of options out there, and casting is cheaper. You can do it yourself. You can usually get wheel weights from a tire store. You know, I've even been able to get a good amount of lead here in California where a lot of the wheel weights have gone non-lead, you know. So you have a lot more options, I feel, with slugs. Your close range accuracy, I haven't found them to be as accurate or as consistent, but I primarily hunt. I don't shoot paper. If I was going to shoot paper, I'd find a slug or a heavy pellet that shoots very, very well, like a JSB or something like that. So that's just kind of my what I've found on pellets and slugs. There's a lot out there. I'd encourage you to play around with them, see what shoots good for you, just like pellets. H&N has sampler packs. There are 5 different weights in a 217 or 218. Find out what works good, you know. What works for my gauntlet might not work for your gauntlet, even the same caliber, okay? So once again, you just got to test them. These are 257 caliber slugs, different weights that I hand cast. These are 30 caliber slugs. The 4 on the left are from Nielsen Specialty. The one on the right is a heavy 30 caliber that is a 100 grain hollow point. These are 22 caliber pellets and slugs. The slugs on the right are H&N 21 through 30 grain. And the pellets are just an assortment of different JSB pellets and Crossman, stuff like that. These are 25 caliber pellets. These are 25 caliber slugs. Grizzlies are from H&N, the one on the far right. And then the other ones I cast or are swaged by Nielsen Specialty Ammo. So I hope this has helped you out. If you have any questions, email John or email me, and I'll be happy to answer them out. Thank you, and you have a wonderful day. Stay safe.
Well, that was a quick introduction into pellets for air guns. I hope some of this information has helped you out. If you're not a subscriber, I highly suggest that you pull the trigger, subscribe, because we're always doing our best to put out good quality information and content for you folks out there. I'm looking to get back up in the mountains as soon as possible, soon as this pandemic blows over. Until then, we're going to do our very best to produce some high quality informational videos for you folks out there. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care, folks.